Hello, good evening. So I am moving soon to a different place, actually to a house. And as you can see behind me, I have this one bookshelf that is way too filled with books. And so I thought to make my move a little bit easier and to just make more space on my future shelves, even though, to be honest, I want a lot more shelves in the new house, but still I'd rather fill those shelves with books I'm excited to read than books that I don't want anymore on my shelves. And so I had some wine and I went through my books and culled some, and I'm gonna share them with you today. I will get rid of these books. I will probably donate them. Let me show you the books I do not want to keep anymore. I've never done an unhaul before. I have physically unhauled books before, but I've never made a video showing you the books that I'm getting rid of. Please don't get offended if I get rid of a book you really like. I'll just start randomly from the top. The first one is a small little one called Lady Susan by Jane Austen. And now the only reason I'm getting rid of this is because I have two. I bought one for myself and then I received the same one in a book subscription box. I've read it. It was fine. I could honestly get rid of both and I wouldn't be sad about it, but for now I'll just get rid of the double. Now the next one I actually had in mind before I started going through my shelves, and as I was looking into it, I think I want to read one more thing from this and then get rid of it. And that book is Rogues, an anthology edited by George R. R. Martin, but it has short stories from a lot of really famous authors like Gillian Flynn, Neil Gaiman, Patrick Rothfuss, Joe Abercrombie, Connie Willis, Scott Lynch. Now, the initial reason I bought this is because Patrick Rothfuss has a Bast short story in this, which I've read. I've read quite a few of these, but I realized I never read Neil Gaiman's short story, and that's actually a short story that takes place in the sort of Neverwhere world, which I really like. I really like that book. I'm gonna read the short story that Neil Gaiman wrote in this, and then I think I'm gonna get rid of it because it's like a massive book taking up space on my shelves, and I've read quite a few of the other short stories in this, at least from the authors that I was interested in. I don't really see myself ever going back to this. I think I will say goodbye to it. The next one I really have no remorse for because this is Landline by Rainbow Rowell. I did not like this book. Rainbow Rowell usually writes YA contemporaries, not very well, I would say, but like decently enough. I like some of her books. This one is an adult book. I see no point in keeping it. I did not enjoy it. The only reason why I've kept it is because it's written by Rainbow Rowell, but to be honest, I don't really care that much anymore because I think she's quite problematic these days, and so like, yeet. This video can also be called, Should I Yeet It? Or should I not yeet it? Next up is the book I truly despised. No, that is not The Cursed Child. That is a different one. Honestly, I considered getting rid of The Cursed Child because there is no reason why I should have that trash in my shelves, except for the fact that it's a first edition printing of a book with She Who Must Not Be Named's name on it, and I just feel like that will be maybe worth something one day and I can sell it. Otherwise, I would burn it in a ritual, to be honest, because... Anyway, this is not The Cursed Child. This is another book I really hated. That is Origin by Dan Brown. I actually really like his Robert Langdon series. This is a part of that Robert Langdon series. However, this book, oh my god, I hated this book so much. I feel like I know all the criticisms regarding Dan Brown's writing, and until this book, I didn't care. Like, I didn't care. I could see them, but it didn't bother me. However, this just drove me up the wall. I felt like I wanted to scalp myself reading this. I don't know why I put myself through that torture, but ever since I finished it, I just have a hatred. Like, I just spew hatred every time I see this book on my shelves, and I see no reason to inflict that kind of damage to my mental health, to my already deteriorating mental health. So this just... Okay, moving on to a not-so-violent Unhaul. This is The Fiction Formula, The New Rules of Self-Publishing Success by some guy and another guy. I bought this because I thought I should learn more about self-publishing. I realized reading this book that I already knew a lot about self-publishing, and this book didn't teach me anything new. And the things that it did cover, it just went on and on for 400 pages, and it didn't need to. If you're really, really new to self-publishing and you have literally no idea what it is and how to do it, then maybe I would recommend it. But otherwise, no. Then I have a few YA contemporary books. This one is Wing Jones by Catherine Weber. It was fine. I liked it. I just don't see myself ever rereading it or using it as research. That's the other thing. I have a lot of books that I'm keeping because they are in genres that I write in myself, and sometimes I found myself looking through these books, researching like the opening paragraph, opening page, just researching how these authors have achieved certain things. And so I found that useful, and I'm going to keep a lot of them. But this one I never reached for whenever I did that, and I just don't see myself ever rereading it or using it for anything. It's a shame because it's quite pretty. This one I didn't like. This is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. This is like a YA thriller. No. I didn't find it particularly thrilling. I found it really pretentious and useless. And pretentiousness is fine. I've read The Secret History. I like The Secret History. It's not the pretentiousness that gets me, is the fact that there was no point to the pretentiousness, and I didn't like anything about this book. So I'm okay with eating it. The next one I'm also really, really okay with eating. This is Isla and the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. I can't even talk. I need more wine. That's better. I hated this book. Okay, hate is a strong word, but I really, really, really didn't like it. I liked the second book in this trilogy, Lola. I thought that was fine. I think this one is problematic, and also Anna and the French Kiss is hella problematic. I can get rid of this and feel no remorse. Yikes. Maybe I shouldn't have drank before making this video, but you get to enjoy this probably more than I will editing this. Next book is The Oyster Thief by Sonia Faruqi. I feel a little bit bad because I was given this book by the author very kindly, and I liked it. It was fine. It's just not something I would revisit. It's a mermaid book. The mermaid in this book goes on an adventure. That is the best description of a book ever. Please, Sonia Faruqi, put that quote on your book. Don't do that. That was awful. I don't see myself ever going back to it, and it's a big hardback, so I can eat it in peace. The next book is the chunkiest. I think it's the biggest book in this haul. Unhaul. This is The Ultimate History of Video Games. Why am I saying it like that? Man, I really should not have drank this. It's so little wine in this. I'm just exposing myself, aren't I? Anyway, this is the story behind the craze that touched our lives and changed the world. I love video games. Let me just put that out there. And I had a phase where, well, I wanted to make my own video games because I'm a developer by trade. And, coding video games, why not code a video game? How do I even come up with these ideas? I don't know. Anyway, I was really into game development at some point, and I made some silly games. And I really liked reading about other people who made video games. And I still do. I still read those books. I just feel like this isn't the kind of book that you read cover to cover. It's more like a coffee table book where you dip in and out. And I have done that. I've never read the whole thing. Again, it's a huge book, and I have not touched it in years. And I honestly don't think I will ever again. It's fine. It's fine. It's just a compendium of the history of video games. It literally starts from Pong, Tetris, all the way to, when was this published? 2001. It's not even, why did I read this? That's actually kind of old now. I think I'm okay with getting rid of this. Now, there are some books I'm a bit unsure of, so I'm gonna show you those, and you can tell me if I should eat it or not eat it. To eat or not to eat? That is the question. There are only 3 books that I'm unsure about. 2 of them I have not read. 1 I have. This is the thing, I usually don't like to get rid of books I have not read yet, because even though I'm not as excited about them as I was when I first purchased them, I feel like I shouldn't get rid of them until I give them a fair shot. First one is called Demon Road by Derek Landy, and I think this is kind of like a supernatural paranormal YA, and I think the author is really popular because he wrote the Skullduggery. Why is that so hard to say? The Skullduggery Pleasant series, which I'm pretty sure is quite a popular sort of children YA series. Honestly, this has been such a long time since I purchased this book. I don't remember why. I don't remember what was the reason why I wanted to read this book, and I haven't. And I don't really have any interest in it anymore, but at the same time, I feel like I should keep it and give it a try at some point. So if you've read it, or if you've read Derek Landy, let me know. Should I keep this, or should I yeet it? The next one I have read, this is a nonfiction book called The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat by Oliver Sacks, and this is kind of sort of small accounts on weird neurological conditions. The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat is just one of the sort of stories or cases in this book. It follows multiple cases. It was really interesting. Genuinely really interesting. I recommended this in my favorite nonfictions video. I just don't know if I'll ever pick it up again or look through it again. Maybe I should keep it. It's like small. I don't know. Tell me what you think. And then the last book I received in a subscription box, I'm not really interested. My problem is, first of all, it's pretty. Second, it's by a really famous author, that is Sarah J. Maas, and this is Catwoman Soul Stealer. So they made like a DC Universe series of YA books, and Sarah Maas wrote one of them about Catwoman, evidently. And it's like a really pretty book. I just don't really have any interest in reading this. And like I said, I received it in a subscription box, so I never picked it out for myself. But I feel like it's Sarah J. Maas, and maybe I should give it a try. Please let me know if you've read it, if it's good or not, if it's worth keeping. It's also like a big hardback, so it would save me some space if I actually got rid of it. But I feel like this is valuable and I shouldn't get rid of it. Okay, I think those are all the books that I'm going to unhaul. Well, some of them I'm a bit unsure of, but for the most part, the other ones I will give away and make space for more books that I'll be much more excited to read or just to have in my collection. I have big plans for the new room in my new house. I'm very excited. I cannot wait to move, but I'll show you guys that when I actually am there and have arranged everything and have my new bookshelves. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this really chaotic, random video. I just felt like I wanted to go through my books and get rid of some books, and I thought, why not film it? The wine might have been a mistake, I'll admit. What is my life? So I think that's it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and otherwise leave some thoughts about these books in the comment section below. Have you read any of them? Do you think I should keep them? Should I yeet or should I not yeet them? Let me know in the comment section below, and otherwise I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time with a new video. Bye!